I'm from Ohio, and that's where I grew up. And I grew up watching movies like Superman and the Hulk, those sci-fi movies on TV, Star Trek. The first one with Captain Kirk. I am such a fan. So when I moved from Ohio to Chicago, I found a magical place. It is a Comic-Con convention. Oh, at these magical places, you get to see famous people. Now, you don't get to see them all in one day. Now, and this is my experience over probably a 10-year time span. Now, my husband, of course, he's a comic book collector, and I go for the celebrities, he goes for the comics. We make a great pair. So when I went to meet celebrities, I have met Lou Ferrigno, the Hulk. I got to meet him at his booth. It was so cool. The first thing he said to me, and it threw me, he said, "You look like Marlee Matlin's little sister." I was like, wait, what? And I didn't think I did, but he said, "Yeah, I just talked to her a few weeks ago, and you look like her." And he was nice and gave me a picture. I got home. I told my husband about it. I was like, "Do you think I look like Marlee Matlin?" He's like, No, you don't." I was like, "Okay, thank you." So then I met Michael J. Fox at another one. You know the movie Back to the Future? He was in that. I didn't get a signature from him. There were 3 huge lines of people who wanted to meet him. They waited for over an hour for a signature and a picture with him. So I saw him from afar. He was about the size of a small teacup. And I saw him with my own eyes, though. And I didn't take a picture out of respect, but I thought, wow, Michael J. Fox in person. He was walking fine, but it was so impressive to see. And he had this aura about him. I also saw Captain Kirk walking around. He was got to be close to 90, but he was pretty spry, walked around like a 50-year-old. He had cowboy boots on as he was walking through the crowd. Cowboy boots and blue jeans. I was like, oh my gosh, it's Captain Kirk, William Shatner. So cool. And you are familiar with Star Wars, correct? You know, Chewbacca? I saw that actor at a booth. I was like, I have got to go see him. So I waited in line. I got to meet him. He's really tall, and he was sitting down. He's got pretty bad arthritis, and he couldn't really stand, but I got to shake his hand, and his fingers are like that long, and they are that thick around. They're huge. It was great to shake his hand, though. He was with his wife, who was sitting right next to him, and they both wore Chewy t-shirts. Mr. and Mrs. Chewy t-shirts. And I wanted a picture with both of them, and his wife was like, "You want me to be in the picture?" And I said, "Yes." So I got my picture taken with both of them. She was pretty excited. And she said, "Thank you for including me." And I was like, "Well, of course." So I have Mr. and Mrs. Chewbacca. It was fantastic. So I got a picture with both of them. My husband roared at the Chewbacca guy, and he went, "Roar," and he went, "Roar," back. So they had a little conversation in Chewbacca language. It was fantastic. Now, another one, I grew up watching Superman, and Superman 2. I even had that on I had the Superman pajamas. So Superman 2 has those 3 villains. So there's the Captain Zod, and then there's those 3 big bad guys who go around with him. And then they get stuck in that glass, and then that glass goes out into outer space where they're trapped in the time crystal, and they never get back. But in Superman 2, all 3 of them are released and come back to Earth after Superman won. So, Captain Zod, Non, he had the beard. He didn't speak at all, and I really liked him. He was very comical, I thought. And I did not like Ursa, the female character. I just didn't like her. Something about her. I mean, she was pretty, but I just really didn't like her. But Non was my favorite. He was friendly. He was a supervillain, but he was a friendly kind of supervillain. I thought he was the friendliest of the three. So he was going to be there. Jack O'Halloran is his name. So Jack O'Halloran was going to be at a booth. And I was... Sarah Dukas, who was Ursa, Sarah Douglas, excuse the interpreter, who was Ursa, was also going to be there. Now, Captain Zod had passed, he wasn't very healthy and he had passed away by that time. But Non and Ursa were there. And I was so thrilled about getting to meet them. And I had to pick one, and I picked Non because, he was just my favorite growing up. But the manager was there, and he was like, yeah, come on over here. And I was like, what? I got the picture with Non, and Ursa, who I thought was so mean, she, in real life, Sarah Douglas, is a phenomenal actress, obviously, because she did her part so well as a mean person, but in person, she is so incredibly genuine and nice, and she let me have a picture for free with her. I was just thrilled beyond belief. I didn't expect it. It was so great. I almost teared up, and they're like, just so excited to be there. And she's like, oh, get out of here. So my mind was blown getting to meet the two of them at the same time in the same place. It was so cool. So I have got to tell you, Comic-Con is a magical place to go, and you should definitely meet your superstars there. Thank you so very much.